that Tahrir Square and the Egyptian Museum as a kind of attractions, because those people look at what we did in a good way. And we used to attract the people and get the flags and take photos in the Egyptian Museum. So if we use that way in a positive way, so we could, Tahrir Square and the location of the Egyptian Museum could attract more and more of the tourists.
So you think it's going to be more than, as opposed to the Grand Museum?
Of course.
Now, isn't Tahrir Square?
But in commercial way, the Grand Egyptian Museum, which is going to be open later next to the pyramids, will be more commercials, because most of the tourists, about 50% of the tourists come to Egypt. It's come for, as we call it in our field, overday. They come from Sharm el-Sheikh or from Hurghada for one day. So they come from the ring road directly. They will not be involved in the crowdedness of it. So they can do the day just like that and then just back again. So in a commercial way, the Grand Egyptian Museum location, it's perfect. But also, the Egyptian Museum location, it is a unique charm to be in the middle of Cairo by the Great Nile, one of the longest river in the world. That's a great location. That for the people who are staying more time. So I think if they will just specialize that museum to be for the treasures and the culture of the Egyptian history, that will be great. And they make the other museum, I mean the Grand Museum by the Pyramid, for those distinguished things like the sequence historical artifacts.
Yes. Do you have any time to visit the conservation center, the innovations, the plan, or are you focused on the Egyptian Museum at this stage?
No, the Egyptian Museum, it is one of the parts of the program. But for people who are interested to learn more about the Egyptian history and Egyptian civilization, the best place to do that is in the Egyptian Museum. And I'm feeling sorry, by the way, if may I do that, I feel sorry that you know that over 80% of Cairoans people didn't go to the Egyptian Museum. 80%. So what I need is, I like to teach the new generation what's the importance.
The importance
not the
of this museum
itself,
of course,
but the history of Egypt, because inside the Egyptian Museum they will know the history and the Egyptian
and the artifacts
civilization.
and
so
everything about them.
Me and my guides, we are just trying to make a kind of campaign that we can do free tours for the governmental schools on Friday in their weekends. So we can do it. And we can do it as a volunteer.
Sounds like a good idea, exactly, for the schools to be able, the children to know their history.
Museum, take them, teach them, because that will give a kind of awareness for the new generation.
Yes.
And an identity as well, in that sense.
Exactly, exactly.
So that they feel a sense of belonging and that the amazing civilization of their country.
Yeah, we are trying to do that, and you can help us.
Yeah, we should do that, because it's interesting, the fact that you said it's 80% they don't visit it. So. It's an amazing place to visit, actually.
Yeah, it is.
I think what we need is maybe when the Egyptian Museum is relieved from the crowded amounts of pieces and it goes to the Grand Egyptian Museum, it will relieve it, and like you mentioned, rearranging
and have them more spread out and displayed in a more
the way of display
clear.
The lighting,
the translation,
the infrastructure also needs a lot of labels, exactly.
That maybe will not be that good for us as guides. We'll lose our jobs if they will find labels, so they will not find.
They will need you as tourist guides.
But we need
just know things themselves.
I think we need to replicate a story that happened way beyond like 10 years, maybe more. I think in the 90s, the museum in Aswan. The Nubian
Museum in Aswan. Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's a fantastic one. How many years is it? Like I think it's 90s.
It was. I'm not sure exactly, but it was. I think 1998. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, so that's a very long period to have this way of a museum, well established, the technology is introduced, labeling, the space, the lighting, and it's maintained just as it was.
And we do that as well in the Coptic Museum, just like here. It's also built in a new technical display way. That's very fantastic way. So I hope that they will just do that. But I think they will start to do that once they will, as you mentioned, release those crowdedness of those artifacts from the Egyptian Museum here to the Grand Egyptian Museum, so that will give them a space to do it. You know that we have in the lower floor of the Egyptian, in the ground floor of the Egyptian Museum, 110,000 artifacts not displayed.
Wow.
Out of the 130?
Yeah, it's just like as a storeroom down there. So that if you can.
So hopefully all of this is going to be moved to the Grand Museum and put there for all the people to see.
Hopefully.
And if you can also tell us, maybe moving on now to tourism in general, what do you think are the ongoing initiatives to promote tourism now in Egypt at this phase and period we're going through?
Say it again, I couldn't hear you.
What are the ongoing initiatives now taking place in Egypt to promote tourism at this point in Egypt?
Okay, we have firstly to resystem the way of dealing with the tourists. We have to teach the new generation or the people in general how to deal with the tourists. The tourists, they are not money people walking. That's what some of the people just look at those tourists. The tourists come not only alone, they come and send message for 10 years to the other people.
Of course.
One tourist is a messenger for hundreds who will come later. So we have to change the way of point of view about those tourists. That firstly. Secondly, I think will be soon, and thanks God that we have now the security now start to be established here after the June 30th. We just like it being established, and I think that we needed to send a message to the world. And I thank you for these kind of programs. Just make very good advertisement to the other world to see that we are safe and we need the people. You know, now in Paris, or for example in all Europe, it's -5 now, and see that we're just as
and
sun
we have beautiful
everywhere,
weather.
and
It's
weather
almost
and
warm.
see that war can go to Luxor and Aswan, so that we have to
It's
do
the best
some
time
more
now for Luxor and Aswan.
more advertisement. That's what we need, I think, and it's send message to the world.
And do you think anything is actually taking place regarding these
the Minister of Tourism, he's doing
that
very
you want to
good.
change?
The Minister of Tourism, he's doing very good job. He's sending. He's been in Berlin a fair couple of weeks ago, I think, and in London as well. So I think he's doing. But what we need is just like, you know, security and the political condition to be just like stable. And I think after we just did write the constitution, and we will have the parliament election soon, and I think everything will be okay. And now we have the Christmas time and the New Year times. Maybe that will get more in the New Year time.
Let's hope to have a great season. Definitely everybody is looking, and definitely in this industry everybody is looking for this season. We hope we have it as a great one, definitely for Egypt.
Egypt is still Egypt, and we will be still love Egypt, and Egypt will attract people, because you just doesn't need to make advertisement. You just mention Egypt and you'll find all the tourists just come to you.
Absolutely.
Right, with the tour guide, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us. It has been a pleasure talking to you.
That was a pleasure for me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Let's move on now for a very short break, and returning back for more.
بنك مصر، نعمل معا لخير بلدنا.
ولا بيوصل ولا بيتوب، ولا بيرجع ولا بيغيب، ولا بيوصل ولا بيتوب، ولا بيرجع ولا بيغيب. إن السؤال ومازال ما جاش عليه الرد، من قد إيه والفين ما جالش عمره لحد. إن السؤال ومازال ما جاش عليه الرد، من قد إيه والفين ما جالش عمره لحد، ولا بيوصل. سهراني وشوش نايم، والحلم رايح جاي، جبال جباله عالشطين بيحب صوت الناس، جباله عالشطين بيحب صوت الناس، وغنى البنات بالليل بيكره الحراس لما تدوس بالخيل ولا بيوصل. تفوت أيام تموت أحلام، تعدي شهور تدور الأرض والدنيا وهو يدور، ولسه بيجري ويعافر، ولسه عيونه بتسافر، ولسه قلبه لم يتعب من المشاوير. تفوت أيام تموت أحلام، تعدي شهور تدور الأرض والدنيا وهو يدور، ولسه بيجري ويعافر، ولسه عيونه بتسافر، ولسه قلبه لم يتعب